il weekend della
Regional European Championship by Alpine, and this weekend we will decide our 5th champion as we come to the end of an era. Welcome everyone to the Temple of Speed. 4 champions crowned in FRECA and 4-point stand between the top 2 in the championship. Who is going to join the likes of Gregoire Sorsi, Dino Beganovic, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Rafa Kamara? Will it be Freddie Slater, Matteo De Paolo or Enzo Deligny? None of those 3 took pole position earlier in a very demanding qualifying session. We had wet patches around the circuit, a track temperature of just 5 degrees, and it was Evan Gilter who adapted the best. He took pole position on his last lap. Freddie Slater, who currently leads the championship by just 4 points, put himself on the front row of the grid, and he can win the title in this race if he wins the race. Pedro Claro, he starts on the 2nd row, 4th in the championship. He is off to Formula 3 next year. Let's go to Evan Gilter.
Evan, back on the pole today, but leading in Monza is never easy. So how will you approach the race?
I'm really confident for this race. I'm starting on pole and we did a good job this morning, so now we have to finish the job and finish the season on a high with the victory.
Thank you.
Rashid Al-Dahiri will be on row 3 with Nanda Woodbin and Bhakti. Nanda Wood testing F3 with Dams. It seems that could be where we may see him going next year. Look very comfortable doing that. Rashid Al-Dahiri, 7th in the championship on row 3. Then we've got Enzo Deligny next. Right, let's go through the grid then. Evan Gilter, his 2nd pole after the 1st round of the season. If Freddie Slater wins this race, he can possibly win the championship today. Pedro Claro on row 2 is another row 2 start after Hockenheim for Taito Carter. Row 3, Nanda Woodbin and Bhakti looking in good form, looking confident this weekend, as is Rashid Al-Dahiri, trying to help Prema win the team's championship at RHGP. Needs some good points. Enzo Deligny will try and help them do that. It's a debut for Jan Przowski. Matteo De Paolo, a 2-place grid drop. I'll come to that in just a second, but he needs to finish in the top 7 to guarantee the title fight goes to tomorrow. Jack Beaton is next, then Ricky Liu and Kanato Lee are next. Edo Robinson, 13th place. Jin Nakamura, RHGP, they're on the back foot. Jin Nakamura down in 14th, needs to make ground for them. Michael Belov is on row 8. Nikita Bedrin takes a 4-place grid drop for the turn 1 incident we saw at Hockenheim last time out. Hiyu Yamakoshi and Akshay Bora really disappointed qualifying, his worst of the season. He's down on row 9 for RHGP. Dion Gauda can win the rookie championship if he gets a top 8 finish today. He's alongside debutant Thomas Stolchamanis. James Igozi, great to have him back. Scored points last time out on his debut. He's with Ania Frey for his 3rd round in Yaroslav Veselau. And Giovanni Maschio, the 99 on race 99. Ido Borgner and Saki Al-Masergi are next. It was a bit of a tough session for G4 and they will take the last row. Now, I mentioned a grid drop for Matteo De Paolo. He takes a 2-place grid drop. He did qualify 7th. He's been dropped to 9th. Why was that? Well, he went wide going into the Rettifilo chicane, rejoined the circuit, but did so into the path of Dion Gauda. He continued on what was a flying lap, and then Dion Gauda caught him up. The stewards feel that he rejoined onto the racing line and subsequently obstructed Dion Gauda, and for that he was given a 2-place grid penalty. So Matteo De Paolo dropped 2 places, and that has really put him on the back foot because he needs to finish in the top 7 to guarantee this title fight goes into tomorrow. There are only 4 points between Freddie Slater and Matteo De Paolo, but we use an F1 point style system, so you get the big 25 if you win the race. So if Freddie Slater goes and does that and Matteo De Paolo finishes down in 8th place, they would be level on points, but the tie break means that there would be no possible opportunity for Matteo De Paolo to level with Freddie Slater, due to the fact that currently it is 6-4 for Freddie Slater in terms of the win. So it would be championship confirmed for Freddie Slater today. So something that would be slightly on his mind. He'll just want to go and win the race, won't worry about too much behind, but Matteo De Paolo now needs to try and move forward to guarantee it. Of course, Freddie Slater needs to beat Evan Gilter, and Evan Gilter is looking to end his campaign on a high. Well, welcome to you if you're joining us for the first time. We are at the end of Season 5 in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We're celebrating 100 races this weekend. The 100th race will be tomorrow, and what a journey it has been. 4 champions, 4 current drivers on the Formula 1 grid. We have a new car, a new era coming in next season. For this season, though, points go to your top 10, same as they do in Formula 1. The drivers have a push-to-pass system on their steering wheel, which they can use 5 times at the end of the first lap. Championship-wise, I think I've covered it in enough detail. Rookie Championship, Dion Gauda, if he can get in the top 8, he can win the Rookie Championship today. Teams Championship, there's a 48-point gap between RSGP and Prema, but it looks very much in the favour of Prema. If it were to finish as is, Prema would reduce the gap from 48 to 28 points. So RSGP need to make ground in the Teams Championship. It could go down to the last race tomorrow, but this is the temple of speed. There's lots of opportunities for racing, overtaking. Anything can happen. We've had some absolute crackers here in the past, and already, Evan Gilter to the right of screen is pointing his car in the direction of Freddie Slater. Trident watching on. Freddie Slater off to them next season, where he will be teammates with Matteo De Paolo, but it's Matteo De Paolo they're cheering for today. That's their driver. Matteo De Paolo will be looking to make ground quickly. He is 5 back in rows to the right of screen. A championship decider. It's never been this close in FRECA at this stage of the season. Will our champion be crowned today? Let's find out as we go into the unknown. Green flag is waved at the back of the field. To the left of screen, your championship leader, Freddie Slater. To the right, Evan Gilter, and we are go for race 1 here at Monza, and Gilter was quick across to defend from Slater. From the second row, Pedro Claro made the best start of all 3, and he's going to attack round the outside. Here comes the Brazilian driver, Pedro Claro, trying to get by Freddie Slater. Slater is going to slot into second. We've got drivers running off. That was one of the RSGP drivers running wide, which I think was actually Bora. Oh no, we've got a couple of drivers off. Jack Beaton is in the gravel there. Yellow flags are out. There will be a safety car. Beaton is in the gravel. He is out of the race, and he's not the only one. Whilst out front, Slater looking to the outside of Evan Gilter. Claro was in 3rd place there, trying to get through, and another RSGP car runs wider. Roger, here comes Freddie Slater around the outside of Evan Gilter, trying to wrap things up today. It's Taito Kato in 4th. Who's that that's gone to 5th? One of the Trident cars is in 5th, which I think is Nanda Woodbin and Bakti, but Matteo De Paolo is at least in 6th place. He's in 5th. Matteo De Paolo is in 5th, so it's been a great start for Matteo De Paolo, a crucial start in this championship. Let's watch in the background. There he is. So Matteo De Paolo, after everything that happened, has gone through to 5th. There we go. Oh, but he's got front wing damage, I think. I think De Paolo might have damage to his car. I don't know if that was my eyes deceiving me, but it looked like his front wing looked like it was slightly damaged to me, but I won't say that with complete certainty until I see it again. It does look damaged. It looks damaged. Matteo De Paolo's car. Right, let's watch what happened. We're going to watch for Jack Beaton in the red and white Prema. Oh, well, that's the RSGP car turned round into a spin. And there is Rashid Al-Daheri collides with Beaton and picks up suspension damage. So Al-Daheri continued. Deligny was the RSGP car that was turned around. Nakamura also off. So 2 RSGP cars out, it seems, straight away. And that is an absolute disaster. It's advantage Prema, although they have Aldeheri and Beaton out, so it's the sole responsibility has gone to Slater. And in terms of the team's championship, he looks like he's going to be one of the only ones scoring. Bora has come through to 8th. Look, there he is in the 31. Wow, what a start from Akshay Bora. Jin Nakamura has come into the pit lane after that. Enzo Deligny looks like he got going again. There's plenty to clear up after that, but it seems Beaton is out. Aldeheri did continue, but he is now in. Has he made it to the pit lane? Well, Nakamura is in the pit lane. We'll have to see what happens with Aldeheri. We know Jack Beaton certainly is out. Here we go through the first and second chicanes. And Gilter leading Slater, leading Claro, leading Kato, leading De Paolo, Ricky Liu, Lee. And then next along we have Bora, Bedrin and Robinson. Just looking again at that De Paolo front wing, just to see if it is damaged or is it my eyes deceiving me. I'm not too sure. We won't speculate further. We'll see. That will unravel itself when we get going. But safety car is coming in this lap. Gilter leading Slater, leading Claro, leading Kato, De Paolo, Liu, Kanato Lee 7th, and Bora, who's come all the way up to 8th from 18th. Bedrin is 9th, Eddie Robinson is 10th. Championship-wise, Slater can win the championship if he gets a win, but he would need De Paolo to drop down the order. De Paolo currently is running in P5. So De Paolo's made a good start to the race, is exactly what he needed to do. And we are getting ready to go for a restart. Okay, here we go then. Evan Gilter just getting ready to go. We make our way down to the final corner, and Evan Gilter has gone early. Right, let's go racing. We've lost Jack Beaton. We've lost Rashid Aldeheri. We've lost 2 Premers. In terms of the team's championship, there are just 2 drivers left in Slater and Bora. The overall championship, Slater is in 2nd, De Paolo is in P5. Those are the drivers to watch, and we head down the start-finish straight now and make our way down to the first corner. And it's Evan Gilter there, who is just queuing up on the inside. Freddie Slater looking to the outside to try and get through. We watch for De Paolo next along in 5th place, who runs slightly wide into the first corner and now makes his way out. We've got an RPM car who's run slightly wide as well. Is that Jan Przowski, who dropped down 4 places off the start. There you can see some of the big gainers. So Dion Gowda, who can win this rookie championship with a top 8, whilst Freddie Slater is trying to get around the outside there of Evan Gilter. Doesn't quite manage to get through. Up they go now to the first Lesmo, and that is Claro and Slater side by side. Taito Kato tucked right in behind in P4. Next along it's De Paolo, who's looking okay in P5, isn't he? Kanato Lee is right behind him in P6. Bora is 7th, so he's gained yet another place. Akshay Bora is doing such good work here for the RHGP team. De Paolo is furiously defending, and you can see he's now struggling. De Paolo, he's gone off. He's gone off De Paolo, and he's taken another car with him. So Matteo De Paolo going off there, and he wasn't. There was 3 cars who all went off, and Matteo De Paolo is now struggling. Matteo De Paolo dropping back there, and are we going to see him out of this race, I wonder? He's trying to continue, but Matteo De Paolo, I don't know if he's going to be able to go any further in this race. He's slowing down. Let's have a look. You can see Matteo De Paolo, it just appears his car is damaged, and Matteo De Paolo has tried to continue on, but I don't think he's going to be able to go any further in this race. Through the final corner, where does that leave De Paolo? Just having a look, he's coming to the pits. Matteo De Paolo has pitted. He is out of the race. He's tried to continue on, but Matteo De Paolo, with front wing damage, is out of the race. New front wing on the car. Matteo De Paolo continues. Oh, what a shame for the Italian, and that changes things completely. That now means if Freddie Slater wins this race, he wins the championship. Second place will not do it. It would go to tomorrow, but it would mean Matteo De Paolo would have to win the race and hope for a really poor result. Oh, spin for the number 50. Going into the first Lesmo, Yamakoshi is off. We've got a front wing off the Santalot car there. That's James Agozi, who has gone round, and another safety car. Well, that's going to allow De Paolo to catch the pack up. We've got the CL Motorsport car was damaged there of Belov, had made contact with Agozi and went into the path of Yamakoshi, who was a completely innocent party. So Agozi, Belov, Yamakoshi out. De Paolo will close back up to the pack, and that could be crucial because he will now have a chance to work his way back through the field and try and get himself back into the points. We've had a lot of drivers out the race here, so he will filter back up to around 19th place. Every point would count here. Yamakoshi out the car. Is he holding his hand there? Oh, I don't know. He looks in a little bit discomfort, doesn't he? I hope he's okay. He knew Yamakoshi. It was a bit of a tangle. He wouldn't have seen it coming as well, so hands on the steering wheel. I just hope he's okay. I hope all drivers are okay. Agozi's just very frustrated with that one, looking at the car. Front wing came straight off in that collision. And we're under a safety car, and I'm sure the message now would get to Slater that if you win the championship, it's yours. This was the incident. It looked like Belov had gone into the back of Agozi, picked up suspension damage, had gone straight across the track into Yamakoshi, and everyone else did well to avoid it. Well, they're just talking about it now. The stewards will have a look at it. They'll see all the angles. If any penalties are necessary, they'll be awarded and be given out as grid penalties, I'm sure, for tomorrow. Okay, Akshay Bora has been one of the drivers of this race so far. He's come up to 5th from 18th on the grid, and in a battle where Prema and RSGP are fighting for the team's championship, this is tremendous work from him. This is the spin. We didn't catch all of it, but it seemed that there was contact, wasn't there, between Belov and Agozi. Belov picking up the damage. That damage sort of summing up maybe what happened there. It's quite the race so far, isn't it, to keep up with. Yamakoshi just had nowhere to go, didn't he? Well, the drivers making their way round. In terms of the team's championship, we're almost at a point where Bora, he's currently going to score 10. Slater is going to score 8. 43 points are up for grabs for the team's championship in each race. Right now, the gap between Slater and Bora, 8 points. It would just roll into tomorrow, but Bora is doing such good work that he is allowing RSGP to put one firm hand on the title with, we've got Nakamura, Beaton, Aldeheri, those drivers not really playing any part. With all that happening, Enzo Deligny is 14th, so that's one to keep an eye on. If Enzo Deligny can start scoring points, there is an opportunity that RSGP could wrap this team's championship up in this race, by my calculations. So Enzo Deligny now one to watch in 14th. With the work that Bora is doing, RSGP might be on to do what would be a massive turnaround and go and win the Teams Championship in this race. This is real tremendous work by them. Something I don't think any of us would have seen coming, with Prema having 3 cars in the top 10. It's been superb by them. Across the line we go, and Gilter leads the pack ahead of Slater, ahead of Claro, ahead of Carto. There is Bora. If we can see Deligny getting up into the top 8, then it could start to be enough for RHGP to wrap this up. But there will still be a long way to go. We'll still only be at half race distance, and this race is giving us lots of things to keep an eye on, isn't it? And then we've got Matteo De Paolo as well. You will see he's just moved up to 19th as Maschio has, I think, has he just come into pit lane? He has. So I don't know what happened with Maschio. But De Paolo, we've then got to keep an eye on him as well. 19th. How far up the order can he get? Picked up front wing damage somehow in all of that incident at the first corner. Tried to continue, and Matteo De Paolo went straight across the Ascari chicane. Wasn't the only one, he was kind of followed wide by 2 other cars, and eventually pitting, and he did so at the perfect time, because as he came into the pits, the safety car came out, and he's rejoined the pack. And now he will be absolutely going for this. Hopefully we see this safety car come in at the end of the race, at the end of the lap. It will come in at the end of the race, at the end of the lap, and we can get going again. But we have to keep an eye on Matteo De Paolo's progress there in 19th to see what he can do. He needs a top 7, a reminder, to guarantee this championship goes into tomorrow. It's a lot of ground to make up, but we've just seen Akshay Bora pick his way through this field. Can Matteo De Paolo now do the same? Let's wait for him. There he is in the background. He's not completely at the back of the queue because Maschio has come in and out the pit lane. Do we get the lights going off? Let's hope that they do. There's been some clear-ups to do. We've lost Agozi, Belov, Yamakoshi. That just happened down at First Lesmo. Stolchamanis out. Nakamura out. Nakamura involved in that incident with his teammates. I think it was Deligny, beaten, and Aldeheri came together, but Aldeheri managed to continue and go through unscathed. But Beaton was buried in the gravel at the first corner. I think we're going to have to go around one more time here, which is a shame. They don't, of course, only have to retrieve the cars, but we have to make sure the circuit is in a safe racing condition. Nothing on the track, and the barriers are all okay as well. And it's often the latter that can take the most amount of time to just make sure that everything is okay for the drivers to go racing on. Down the start-finish straight then. Evan Gilter, Freddie Slater, and Pedro Claro, 1, 2, and 3 so far. Then it's Taito Carter, Akshay Bora, Nikita Bedrin. 4-place grid drop for him, so he's doing a good job so far. 16th, and he's up 10 places. It's a race where there's a lot of opportunity for passing. And that's been proven by him as well. Ricky Liu is in 8th. And then behind that, Dion Gauda and Jan Przowski in 10th place. The top of the rookie so far is Dion Gauda. moving into a position where he could go and wrap this up today. He can get into the top 8. And if Jan Przowski is to drop out the points in particular, then Dion Gouda can go and win this rookie championship. So 2 notable things there is that Dion Gouda can become rookie champion in this race. The team's championship can be won and the overall title can be won. We can have everything wrapped up before the 100th race tomorrow. A lot of things to keep an eye on. I'll do my best to cover all 3 of them as we move through. But as I said at the start, we are going into the unknown in this one. We always are anytime that green flag goes up at the back of the field. And we will be once again as the lights go off on the safety car. Evan Gilter will be the one leading us. Freddie Slater in behind. Just needs a clean race now, Freddie Slater. Matteo De Paolo, 19th. Freddie Slater doesn't necessarily have to win it, does he? He can take this one into tomorrow. He can take the points, but knowing Freddie, as I have done for many years, I think he'll want to go and wrap this up now. Okay, let's do this then. 11.5 minutes plus a lap to go. Evan Gilter, over to you to take us on to the restart, and he's going to get it going nice and early. Down to the final corner we go. Are we going to see all 3 champions crowned in the final 10 or so minutes? Let's find out as we come out of the final corner and down the start-finish straight. And there's a split in the top 10. The top 4 have escaped from the rest of the field. And Nikita Bedrin has got down the inside of Bora out front. Furiously weaving is Evan Gilter. Freddie Slater trying to get through, and we're almost 4 wide in the background. Rashid Al-Dahiri to the left is trying to defend from one of the Tridents into the first corner. Surely someone's going to go wide. Oh, that was so good from Dion Gouda there. Round the outside he was of Al-Dahiri, and Dion Gouda with one of the moves of the season, you have to say, has gone through and up into P5. Great driving from Dion Gouda there. There was a hint of a lockup, but managed to keep it on the road. In towards Roger now. Dion Gouda, meanwhile, trying to hold on as a fight back comes from Rashid Al-Dahiri. 2 of the RHGP drivers ever on wide. The boxing match between Al-Dahiri and Gouda continues, and Nikita Bedrin finds himself dropping back 2 places. It's still Gilter leading. I'm trying to keep an eye for where Matteo De Paolo is at the same time as well, because he needs to make places, and it looks like he's made 2 straight away off the restart. So I think he's up to 17th place. Into Ascari now. The top 4 have gone. So it is Gilter, Slater, Claro, Kato have broken away from the rest of the pack. And then it's Al-Dahiri, who did a great job to gain that 5th place back from Gouda. Bedrin, Liu, Przowski and Lee. Remember, a top 8 finish for Gouda could see him become rookie champion, and that was the move of a champion, wasn't it, for him? This is looking very good for Dion Gouda. Down the start-finish straight, though, what about the overall championship? Is Freddie Slater about to take the lead away from Evan Gilter? It looks very likely. The attempt is going to come. Down the outside, here comes Freddie Slater to make his move on Evan Gilter. He squeezes the Frenchman, but the Frenchman, Gilter, will not give up and holds firm on the inside, and Gilter is clinging on now to that race lead. Slater throwing everything at it, but Gilter is having to put up a real defence here over Slater, Claro and Kato. Round Curva Grande now and in towards the Roger chicane. Slater once again pushing Gilter to the inside, and you can see how much it is working, because that was a big lock-up. Oh, Slater's run wide on the gravel. The pressure getting to Gilter, locked up, but likewise it's also getting to Slater a bit as well. A mistake like we don't usually see there from Slater, running slightly wide. Maybe anticipating some avoidance, but dropped a wheel on the exit, and now he is going to have to pay the price and look in his mirrors for Claro and for Kato. Al-Dahiri in 5th place, Gouda in 6th, looking on to become the rookie champion if it stays like it is. De Paolo is up to 16th. Down the Back straight we go, and in towards Curva Alboreto. Slater is getting closer and closer. Is he going to make the move? No, he'll wait, because he knows there's another run down to the Rettifilo chicane coming, and that's where you want to be the one doing the chasing, not the leading. And this looks like the opportunity for Freddie Slater. Down the start-finish line we go, and Freddie Slater, they go past my commentary position, and Slater is tucked right in behind Evan Gilter, looks to the outside, gets back in for one more bit of a slipstream, but Gilter has placed the car absolutely spot on, and Evan Gilter is driving a textbook defence so far. Claro third, Carto fourth. Where's Matteo De Paolo? There he is. Great work by the team in the gallery to pick out Matteo De Paolo for us, and he's right in behind one of the Santalok drivers, which looked like, I think, Yaroslav Veselau he was in behind. So he's making places, he's getting closer to the top 10. We saw the Trident team all nervously watching on, and they will be hoping the Italian can make it to the points here. He will be on the back foot tomorrow if it stays like this, but right now the championship does stay alive. Down to Ascari, and Aldeheri has joined the queue, so 4 becomes 5. Behind, Bedrin has caught Dion Gouda as well, so Gouda under pressure in P6 slightly. And Bedrin looked very tidy through Ascari as well. There's a move from De Paolo. He's passed Edu Robinson in the G4 car. So one more place, and De Paolo's now moved to 14th. And the opportunities are there all the way up to Dion Gouda, you have to say, particularly up to Przowski. So there's a chance here he can get into the top 10. It would be some recovery as well from the pit lane up into the top 10. Meanwhile, back to the leaders we go, and Enzo Deligny, this is, now looking to the outside of Jan Przowski there to try and go into 9th as Rashid Aldeheri goes round the outside of Taito Kato. It doesn't quite get through, so he will allow Taito Kato to go back through. Enzo Deligny is into the top 10. Teams championship-wise, that is exactly what they need to be making their way through. As out front, we can see Gilter and Slater side by side once again. Gilter, Slater, and Claro, 1, 2, and 3. Kato is 4th, and then it's Aldeheri in 5th. Lots of swings going on in this race. We've got Gouda next, Bedrin 7th, and Deligny, who needs to come forward. Bora now down in 20th position. Deligny has to make his way forward for the RHGP team. Through Ascari, one more time. Benon Bakti has just passed Inia Frey, but those drivers both have to be wary that Matteo De Paolo is not far from them. De Paolo is lining up a move on Kanato Lee and trying to get by. Let's try and see where the Italian is. There it is. The Trident car's popped out the slipstream of Kanato Lee, and he's going to go through. So Matteo De Paolo, one more place gained. 13th now, and 2 more just up the road. This is an inspiring performance from Matteo De Paolo. Next up will be Inia Frey, who's gained 10 places in this race. Oh, big lock-up from Evan Gilter. Somehow he holds on to the position, but he'll have the consequence of that big lock-up into the first corner. 3.5 minutes plus the additional lap. Round Curva Grande, down to the Roggia chicane. Rashid Aldeheri, who briefly dropped back from this queue, now catching back up again. He made that attempt, didn't he, round the outside of Taito Kato, but he's just starting to close in once more. Then it's Dion Gouda, who we mentioned is being caught by Bedrin. I think Bedrin's about to make an attempt, and Ricky Liu has Enzo Deligny behind. Whoa! There goes Maschio running wide. And Maschio's made a few places since his pit stop as well. De Paolo has already caught Ania Frey. Looks like he will make a challenge on Ania Frey, but Freddie Slater's going to make a challenge on Evan Gilter. Here we go. Is he going to do it into the final corner? He is. Freddie Slater on what would be a championship win for him. Freddie Slater goes through and takes the lead and is now in position to win this championship. Freddie Slater leads us down the start-finish straight. And Evan Gilter drops to second, and Matteo De Paolo now has to make ground and has to do it quickly. He has to get into the top 7 to continue this fight, or hope Freddie Slater loses that lead to Evan Gilter or the chasing pack. It's been a famous corner. We've seen many drivers take the championship into that final corner, into the Parabolica, and Freddie Slater, with a perfectly executed move, may have just done it there with less than 2 minutes to go. He's taken his time. He's fought out Evan Gilter, who has locked up going into the first corner the previous lap. Definitely has been feeling the pressure, and Freddie Slater has made his way through to take the race lead. Now, De Paolo has to get through and into the top 7. He's up to 12th. He's passed Ania Frey. Next up for him is will be Nanda Woodbin-Bakti, his teammate. He's got Przowski just up the road as well, and we've also got Ricky Liu as well. So he's got 2 teammates up the road as well, which could become useful. Come the end of the race, possibly, but these drivers aren't here to play team games. They're all here for themselves. There you can see it in the background. De Paolo, the third of the white, blue and red cars. He's right behind his teammate, who I don't think will put up a big fight. I think Nanda Wood will see De Paolo and see the situation he's in and allow him to pass. Tag on the back of him and see if he can make any ground himself. But De Paolo is very quickly running out of time this season now. Freddie Slater has pulled the trigger. He's got past Gilter and he's pulled a gap of almost 1 second. Oh, there goes a move. That's Ricky Liu on Jan Przowski. And now Ricky Liu is going to go through, and that's closed the gap. So this an opportunity for De Paolo to close the gap, but he needs to get into the top 7. It would not be enough, even if he's to get by Ricky Liu. He needs to get to this pack here. A top 9 finish would not be enough. It has to be 7th. And we're only going to have one more tour at the end of this lap. Let's watch further back what happened with Sakir Al-Maserji and Jaroslav Veselau. And that was just very clumsy, I think, from both drivers, wasn't it? But, well, Jaroslav Veselau trying to take the corner. Al-Maserji's gone straight into the side of him. So Veselau will be very disappointed with how that's played out. And I think we'll see that one looked into after the race. Freddie Slater leading and on course to become the champion. Dino Beganovic won the 2022 championship on the first race of the final weekend. And it looks like Freddie Slater is about to do something similar. That was the furthest any championship has gone in the FRECA era. And Freddie Slater looks set to do the same. He had a 4-point lead over Matteo De Paolo coming into this race. And with De Paolo having to pit, currently he's not scoring. That will extend to 29, and 25 will be what's available going into tomorrow. Vedrin defending from Dion Gauda. De Paolo is up to 11th. He's got his 2 teammates ahead. De Paolo is just running out of corners now. He really needs some assistance here, something to happen up the road to keep this alive. He had that front wing damage, got himself up to 5th, but picked up the front wing damage, and that ultimately is what has cost him a chance to really fight for this title. He had a two-place grid drop as well in qualifying, which put him down in 9th, and it's just not been his day at all. Meanwhile, Freddie Slater has had the complete opposite. He put his car on the front row. He's been fighting for the lead all the way from the start, and he has driven absolutely perfectly this season. It's been a great head-to-head throughout the year between Freddie Slater and Matteo De Paolo, but Freddie Slater is on track to go into tomorrow as the champion. What a season it has been for Freddie Slater. He has been a champion at single-seater level already, and he's now going to add the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine title to that. Freddie Slater comes across the line, and he is the 5th champion of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, and he becomes the first British champion in FRECA. History made at the Temple of Speed. Freddie Slater, a superstar driver at this level, crowns himself the FRECA champion, adding to his single-seater titles, and he can go into the FIA Formula 3 Championship as a FRECA champion. What a season it has been for Freddie Slater. He's driven superbly all the way throughout, and he can exit this now the champion of the series, and he joins Gregoire Sorsi, Dino Beganovic, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Rafa Kamara as a Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine champion. He's definitely one to watch, isn't he, going forward, Freddie Slater. He's going to be a very exciting watch in Formula 3 next season. He's already shown himself in that paddock, getting himself onto the podium in his first weekend. And Freddie Slater now takes the title with a race to go. You have to feel sorry for Matteo De Paolo, not quite a B for him today, but for Freddie Slater, he did everything right out there. Well done to him. He's the FRECA champion for 2025, joining a very impressive list of drivers. We saw him won the Italian F4 Championship, the F4 UAE Championship last year. He fell just shy of the Middle East Championship earlier, but it's back-to-back Italian F4 and FRECA Championships, and he will now look to go and add to that and fight for the Formula 3 Championship next season. Congratulations to him. He wins the race by 1.6 seconds. Ahead of Evan Gilter. Does it in style as well. That's the best way to win a championship, isn't it? Doing it on the road and doing it with a race to spare as well. I think he'll be very pleased with that. Evan Gilter second, Pedro Claro third, Taito Kato fourth, Rashid Al-Dahiri fifth, Nikita Bedrin sixth, Enzo Deligny seventh. Dion Gauda finishes in 8th place, and Dion Gauda, for me, that confirms him as the rookie champion as well. So Dion Gauda is your rookie champion as well for 2025. Huge congratulations to him. Nanda Vudbinambakti in 9th. Ricky Liu finishes in 10th place. And then Matteo De Paolo, Jan Przowski, Ania Frey, Kanato Lee, Edu Robinson was next. Giovanni Maschio, Edward Borgner, Yaroslav Veselau, Sakir Al-Masergi. So 2 champions confirmed in both Freddie Slater and Dion Gauda as well. Congratulations to them both. Out of the car, Freddie Slater takes the championship. He is the drivers' champion for 2025. Congratulations to him. As I mentioned, joins an illustrious list of drivers. And well done to him, joining the likes of Gregoire Sorsi, Dino Beganovic, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Rafa Kamara as well. And Freddie Slater, your 2025 champion, winning the Italian F4 title last year, the F4 UAE title. That's when he really announced himself in the single-seater world. He'd already won the Ginetta Junior Championship before that, the Ginetta Junior Winter Series. And Freddie Slater climbs on to the scales there. He can now go into tomorrow as the champion. The pressure is off when he goes into that qualifying session tomorrow, and he can enjoy the 100th race, his final race in this championship, knowing he has done the job. He is champion, and a well done to him for that. A great job by Freddie Slater. What a season it has been for him. He's done a superb job overall as Freddie Slater. He's some talent, isn't he? He's really on his way to something special, you feel, in his career. And this just a small part of his journey and what is, I'm sure, going to be a fantastic career. And it's been great to have him in the paddock. And what a superb season he's had. He's kept it composed. You have to say, Matteo De Paolo ran him close throughout the year. Wasn't the only one, but Matteo De Paolo ran him very close. Fortune not been on his side today at all, but Freddie kept himself out of trouble, qualified well this morning. With that, takes the win and the challenge. Let's look back at where it all started then, and there's lots to watch out for here, because we saw some drivers going out of the race and some decisive ones as well. 3 wide into the first corner. We had Clero going round the outside of Slater. Gilter was leading, but to the left of screen, there went Jin Nakamura round. Aldeheri was making contact with Beaton. This was then Belov colliding with Igozi, and Hiyu Yamakoshi was a bit of an innocent party. De Paolo had picked up front wing damage just before that, joined the back of the field. Slater piled the pressure on Gilter, who eventually folded under that pressure slightly. Freddie Slater looked like he was also feeling the heat out there, as he now knew that there was an opportunity to go and win the championship. Gilter, after a huge amount of pressure, he put up a very stern defence throughout, fought very hard out there. But in the end, Freddie Slater just had the advantage over him, managed to get through, knew there was a chance to take the championship, and he grabbed it with both hands, took the race win. Freddie Slater becomes your Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine champion for 2025, and joins the list of drivers we already have, some of them already in Formula One. Is that where this man is heading? Well done to Freddie Slater. Well, they enjoyed a race where we were having to keep eyes everywhere, weren't we? But in the end, 2 champions confirmed in Freddie Slater and Dion Gauda as well. He now has 26 points on the board, and that means there's no possible opportunity for anyone to go and catch him in the rookie title race. So Dion Gauda confirms that he is the rookie champion. Freddie Slater confirms himself as overall. Well done to Clero. Got to say, their podiums were a little bit overseen, weren't they? But we have to give full attention to our champion, ultimately. Pedro Clero 3rd, Gilter 2nd, and Freddie Slater. I think he's going to remember that for a long time, isn't he? He is your driver's champion for 2025. A huge congratulations to the British driver. Making history for his country here as well today is Freddie Slater. That's a superb job by him. The first British driver to win the FRECA title. The last British driver to win any level under this category was Max Futrell in 2018. But in terms of FRECA, the 100 races we celebrate, that's history, and there's our rookie champion as well, Dion Gauda, 8th place, and he can now not be caught in the rookie title race, and he joins some great names as rookie champion as well. Pedro Clero 3rd. off to Formula 3 next season, announced himself, and he's going to have a lot of support behind him. Brazilian driver just became champion. He was our champion last year, Rafa Camara. Pedro Claro will go in with a lot of support. Evan Gilter, he'll be maybe slightly disappointed he just missed out, but he's back where he belongs, isn't he? He's back on the podium, back on the front row, and I'm excited to see what he can do tomorrow, actually. And Freddie Slater will be walking around with that board for a long time, I think. It looks good, doesn't it? And will he have another one of those over the course of the next couple of seasons? He's absolutely flying with form, isn't he? Another championship added, 3 on the bounce in terms of championship titles, 3 over 3 years. He's doing some work. Kramer Racing once again get the championship title in the drivers, as they did with Rafa Camara, as they did with Kimi Antonelli, as they did as well with Dino Beganovic, and Dion Gauda is your rookie champion as well. Well done to him. Well done. The championship has been done, but we still have 100 races to celebrate. Make sure you join us tomorrow, 2:50 local time here at Monza. Qualifying as well will be at 8:30 in the morning. We have our champion. His name is Freddie Slater, but who will win the historical 100th race? Make sure you join us tomorrow to find out. Bye-bye.